Chart new routes. One is that. Let's have a look at these. What's new here? Get some light. Some ship poles. Scan. I will take that. Stone. Monastery of the Order of the Hammer. Lord Captain, we have received a transmission from Foulstone. It was sent by a member of the Order of the Hammer. Votaries of Saint Cognatus, whose monastery is the only settlement on the planet. Or rather, it used to be. Some time ago, a transport vessel, the Navica, unloaded several thousand refugees from the planet belonging to rogue trader Winterscale and ordered the Hammer. The Order of the Hammer has judged this invasion to be an act of aggression and is asking your ladyship for protection. I will not abandon people of faith in distress. Prepare a landing party and my shuttle. I am taking the monastery under my protection. As it pleases your ladyship. Sector Cronus Expanse. Region Arcerius System. Location Monastery of Saint Cognatus. Foulstone. Material Chronicles compiled by the humble archivist Brother Tricus. 611 days after the feast of passing of Nicomendus Kephi, the champion of faith, Disquadus married the calm of the monastery of the Order of Hammer. Countless tortured souls steeped in fear arrived on Foulstone in a star barge. A great apostasy had befallen their home and turned them into abject wanderers seeking help and refuge. Their wicked and cruel captain, the owner of the Nivicra, had betrayed them. Once the unknowing souls in his care had made landfall on the world's surface, he most deviously recalled his shuttles and left, thus ridding himself of his duty of care to the unfortunate lot. Not knowing how they would survive in Foulstone's grim wasteland, the forsaken people came to the monastery of Saint Cognatus, and there they surrounded its walls. They hammered their fists on its gates. They implored and wailed, "Take us in, protect us." And what once was a place of serenity and grace, now full of din, disorder, and all manner of things despicable. The interlopers brought with them worldly futility and strife, and mayhaps also the seed of alluring blasphemers, if friendly heathens lurked in their midst. After a prayer, the prelate Hectorus turned his eyes to the past in search of instructions. Prelate Hectorus recalled the first mercenaries to set fall on Foulstone's vast wasteland, led by their zeal for serving Saint Cognatus, and those missionaries had received the blessing of Icomundus, Kefri, the champion of faith who had travelled with them in their star barge, to found in this place a humble and pure abode wherein to cultivate wisdom and piety. And Saint Cognatus, a man of great endeavours, a warrior and a wise artificer, never cowered behind the walls of Liberium, but stepped bravely into the darkness carrying a light in his palm of his hand, and he commanded others to do the same. And not only Foulstone, but many other worlds of Corona's expanse bear its imprints. And Prelate Hectorus did welcome the interlopers warmly as his guests, but he did warn his brethren to keep their vigilance. The brethren and sisters of the Order of the Hammer came forth to meet the strangers, carrying water and protein, victuals, and medical herbs and jugs of promethium, but the crowd came to blows over viands and blood was spilt, and many were trampled or mauled in the stampede, some of them dwellers of the monastery. Then the warriors of the Order of the Hammer donned their flat cowls, inscribed words of praise to the God Emperor for their tactical vision, and went forth ready to render service in battle. With lasgun and bolters, they pierced the interlopers. With their chain swords and power flails, they struck them down, and a great body of blood harvest was reaped that day. But the interlopers too scanned through their augments and scattered their skills in battle, slew many among the monastery's dwellers, for great were their number and greater their desperation. The monks fled beyond their walls and rang the vox alarmum, and shut the great gate, commanded the armed guards to keep watch over the gate, slaying any who approach. A quarrel broke out, and hungry and the sick lay siege to the monastery, begging for help in their spite. They blocked the water collection and powered the generators. The faithful, in the meantime, made ready to resist. And a miracle came to pass. The God Emperor sent his champion, his confidant, his right hand. People there. A shit ton of weapons there. Charge ability deals additional damage ripped equal to willpower bonus against demons and Xenos. Fitful Wielder kills an enemy with charge. This ability hammer pushes. Basically, I'm pretty sure it means it doesn't become a settlement. Summon the prelate Hereticus Hectorcus and the leader of the interlopers to hold each to account for their deeds. The strangers, prodigious in number, besieged the rogue trader to take them in and give them shelter and protection as to their own servants. And spake they, saying, Long have we wandered, swiftly we have fled. Many a woe and order has befallen us. Of many a father and son are we bereft. Now the warp has taken the last of our strength, we shall flee no more. Command her formidable boarding force to fall upon the interlopers and slay as many as can be slain. Brought it upon yourselves. There was a great battle, and the accursed miscreants lost their lives in great number. The rest fled swiftly to the wastelands, there to hide in fear. And Prelate Hectorus sent a vox transmission to a rogue trader, beseeching, Destroy us not, but extend a hand of protection over us. For these wicked people will return to extract their vengeance. The most exalted rogue trader. Gaze over Foulstone's expanse and quaff. Now 'tis mine. As the faithful rejoice, and henceforth they would have an unwavering and mighty guardian, and they proclaimed it for all to hear. Singing hymns of glory, they unsealed the airlock and opened the abode's gates, for a great endeavour in the glorious name of rogue trader awaited them. Foulstone was to be led to prosperity and faith to triumph. After a prayer, the archaeotecs set to work in accordance with the saints' teachings, and the perimeters set forth in the standard template construct. They erected spacious living quarters and sturdy wall forts for the planetary militia, and a spacious auditorium wherein a trade and goods could and proud trade and store goods, and a proud censorium. Within those walls, clerks and a servo bondsman would maintain order and keep statistical records. And a new yet righteous way of life came to Foulstone. The people rejoiced. All was good. Only because I murdered everybody. Donning the hammer is as a flamethrower. This gives us holy gifts, profit factor. Gives us holy gifts. Plus 30 to prow shield sector. But security. Give profit factor. Or give profit factor. This gives a flamer. Only gives Renaissance missions. I get a flamethrower. Does not inflict burning. Crit hit versus chaos enemies. Plus 30 pro shield sec. I'm gonna go with that. Celestial Protector. This is what I can get afterward. Refract isn't high enough. Special. Never the wearer kills an enemy within melee attack. Enemies within 2-star range. Willpower bonus mental damage. Evasion. All allies increase their wounds by law in the Imperium. Divided by 50. 30 Dogmatic. I want that. Blocks good tidings. Of crit chance. So, sword, which would just get me charge after charge. Effective. I'd have to go for good tidings for the dogmatic % crit chance. Percent 20. The hammer always pushes. The one I'll probably do by. Okay, I've got a lot of it sorted out. What I will be doing. Right. Get a save. Go into this fight. See what we have against us. You know, my profit factor went up and I never checked the other vendors. Sorry, Shadow.
Lance batteries, volley.
Yes. Loaded.
Macro cannon, Open fire. Torpedoes away. Engage the engines.
Right.
Let them taste our fury. Macro cannons. Open fire.
You missed. Move forward. Could have potentially destroyed that ship, but I fudged it.
Fire at will. Helmsman, take us in. With the force of a supernova. Coordinates set. Engage the engines.
An upgrade. Not an upgrade from a ship. I want warp wave. And reinforced shield. I need scrap to upgrade my ones I've used. Oh, torpedo can't be upgraded. Okay. Gun, got, think. Nothing again. Right. Save and go into this fight.
make them regret ever crossing our path.
Okay, okay, chaos. Oof. Back out. They're still in. Let's have a look. Evasion, maneuverability, hit chance when it's rain. So, don't really want to do anything with that one at the moment. He does.
Keep up the pressure.
Move to.
Make every shot count. Fire at will. Helmsman, take us in.
One, two, pause. That's interesting. One like my torpedo.
All hands, prepare for acceleration.
Ooh, shakalaka.
Salvo.
Again, that's the question. Can I get him? Yes, I can. Slightly better gun. Nice. Always nice when you get something better. Ship. But it's long and I'll be swapping for short. Oh, sorry. See what happens. First. Pull down 1 to 3. Upgrade that, because I can't seem to upgrade anything else. I've looked for the next area. Lord Captain, permission to address you with a request. Our head chirurgeon is sabotaging the ship's operations. He has quarantined several voidsmen crew on account of a fiddling sickness. People don't even go to the medbay when they come down with it. They just wipe their nose and keep working. Only a dozen or so die from it in a whole year. We're sitting on our hands here, so I ask you to talk some sense into him. Your vox clicks and you hear a dry, nonchalant response. Greetings, your ladyship. My name is Letard Furious, and I am the chirurgeon major of this vessel. As your chief medical specialist, I assure you that the quarantine is well warranted, and piddling sickness has claimed the lives of a number of meritorious officers in the past. This time I intend to get the epidemic under control and study the disease thoroughly and develop a proper cure. I hope you will agree that a single period of downtime is a small price to pay for a number of lives that will be saved and the increase in the crew's performance during other such outbreaks in the future. Not to mention the fact that we won't have to waste stimulants due to the unafflicted using them as a crutch to offset their limited work capability. How do you intend to study the disease? By gathering enough infected individuals together, letting the illness progress, comprehending its properties, and finally killing it. The disease goes through several stages, with each containing clues to its nature and vulnerabilities. The voidsman will have to stay sick for some time until I discover the cure, assuming, of course, that the disease is reversible in the final stages. The voidsmen are to be treated and put back to work. If you want test subjects, tell the Master at Arms to provide you with a required number of convicts and other riffraff. This may limit the potential of the study, but this approach is also acceptable. I will make up for the lack of materials with my experience. Thank you for taking your crew's health into consideration. Should you require my service, you may find me on the bridge, your ladyship. Lord Captain, I bring dire news. A feud has broken out between the clans that maintain the Void Shield arrays. Rumour has it that the Lady Theodora was seen on the lower deck, and so one of the families called it for a rebellion against the usurper of the Void Ship. That is you. So far, no one believes their mad tales, but unrest has begun at the fringes of your compartment. The ship's enforcers are ready to eliminate the instigating clan or pacify the entire Void Shield crew. The decision is yours. What's this story about Lady Theodora? Rumours of Lady Theodora's presence on the Void Ship has been circulating for a long time and appears to be a deliberate provocation rather than an ordinary drunken rambling. Perhaps someone is intentionally stirring up the masses to rebel against you, or perhaps it is the influence of the warp. Enforcers are already investigating, but right now we need to stop the conflict from escalating any further. As long as the unrest continues, the Void Ship shields will not be operating at full capacity. Destroy the rebellious clan and find replacements among the neighbouring crews. I'll see to it, Lord Captain. When the Lord Captain arrives on the bridge during the warp jump, she found on duty officers in a state of utter confusion. They claimed they had been receiving orders from the bridge for several minutes, orders authorized by the rogue trader, but the Lord Captain had been absent. Curiously, the orders had been signed by the late Theodora von Valancius. After a thorough investigation, Tech Priest attributed strange instances to the whims of the machine spirit. The ship left hospital space, returned to real space. This does. Fuel. Go over here. Scan. A magnetic storm rages above the planet, blurs. Okay, I come soon. I come soon. Yeah, okay. Got that, what got that? Hey. Nani? Looking at a short video. Magnetic storm raging above the planet blurs at the gaze of auger arrays. Only truly powerful diviner machines may see through the current magnetic fluctuations in their blessed vigil and discover the mysteries of the Emperor's forsaken planet. Put a note in it, basically. And this one. The ruins of ancient imperial city were discovered on a dead world, completely deprived of an ecosystem. According to reports, the entire settlement contained a titanic glass dome had once held an artificial atmosphere. Your augurs detected the framework 3 other similar structures that were never completed. For whatever reason, the dome systems failed, and behind is the city, a ghost that never managed to become a proper colony of Imperium. Send out crews to explore the city. Holy gifts! The blessed bolter casing. The temple district is situated at the heart of the city. The god emperor's statue, intrinsically carved from precious crystal, is suspended beneath the dome, supported by chains of gold, can be seen from anywhere in the colony. Inspired by the majestic sight, expedition members set off to explore the area with renewed vigour. Soon enough, they stumbled upon an ancient weapon lying on a pedestal wreathed in sunlight. The expedition brought it back to the ship. The ship told many tales about the Emperor himself, who had been watching over them from above. Had directed their attention to the sacred. Order the scouts to gather as many supplies as possible. People fled the city like a tidal wave, filling buildings with after building, bunkhouse after bunkhouse, and sending from its quiet streets just as quickly. There were plenty of useful things among their findings, including foodstuff and weapons. Explore the local place. Outdoor. Lavish decorated estate. The local ruler towered over rows of featureless bunkhouses. Several explorers perished from cleverly hidden tripwires in the courtyard, but after losing their companions, the team easily disarmed the remaining traps in the estate. Anything of value had been promptly delivered to the rogue trader's vessel. The Lord Captain was given an extruded sword found in the secret cache that once belonged to a mansion's owner. Drain the fuel. It takes several trips to deliver the massive Prometheum storage tanks to your vessel. The crew grimly point out the colony was running out of fuel, and had the life support system not failed prematurely, the locals would have perished due to lack of energy. The Dead City. Last one. Nope. Got no extractant. That's going to be it. Save.